Hello, and thank you for coming to my channel. I am going to be attempting Gina DeLuca's painting pour that she did about a week or two ago. It was insanely beautiful, so this is my attempt to try and pour something similar. I cannot take credit for this because she did pick all the colors and so forth. So first, I ran out of the turquoise green, so this is my attempt to try to create something as close as can be. It's quite a few colors put together. What I had left, the turquoise green, a little bit of light blue. I even did a little bit of regular turquoise, some yellow, and even a little bit of white. I just tried to keep on attempting until I got as close as I could. Now, this color is definitely not the Prismatic color that she used. I have yet to get that, but it's a close version, or my attempt to get a close version. I used the Artist Loft Metallic Cobalt along with Payne's Gray and some other dark blues that I just sort of put together, and Floetrol and a little bit water, and that's about it. It's as close as I can get. It's definitely not perfect, but it will definitely do. Then I also am using the Decoart's Rose Gold along with Decoart's Copper. For both of these, I'm just mixing with water and a little bit Floetrol. More water than Floetrol because I feel like, at least in my opinion, sometimes the Floetrol has a tendency to white out the metallic or make it not as metallic-y. So this is just my attempt. I will be linking her video so you guys can watch the original. Obviously, I cannot take credit for this at all. This is just my attempt to create something that was insanely beautiful in my opinion. So I'm just mixing the rose gold. It seemed like it was a little bit too thick, so I'm just basically scraping the bottom and the sides. I added a little bit more water, trying to get that consistency as much as possible. And the same with the copper. I ended up using 2 of the mini coppers, and then mostly water and a little bit of Floetrol. Right now, copper is really hard to find around Phoenix. I went to several Michaels and Blick's and just everywhere, and I could not find Decoart's copper unless it was in a really small bottle. And in fact, I think I bought the last 2 bottles from Michael's at the marketplace in Tempe. So if you're looking for it, I do apologize. So now what I'm going to be doing, it's called a dirty pour. I'm going to be layering the colors. I first start with the base color, just exactly the way Gina layers hers. Again, I'm trying to get it as close to hers. Obviously, there's no way you can make 2 paintings the same. That's impossible. So I'm layering the base along with the blue. Then I go in with the copper, and then I go in with the rose gold. And I'll end up topping it off with just a little bit of the base on top. And then I'll be pouring. So now I'm going to start pouring onto the canvas, starting with the center. And I have my canvas on one of those cake spinners. So it makes it a little bit easier when I'm pouring the paint, because what I'm going to be doing is lightly moving the canvas as I'm pouring. And I'm sorry for my voice. I have been having a very stuffy nose out in Arizona. We've had so many monsoons and dust storms that it's impossible to get rid of your allergies out here. It's if you don't have allergies, you will leave with allergies. It's just the way it is. But as you could tell with the pour, it was starting to look like hers in a way. But then you'll notice as I'm pouring more out, it tends to become more of a turquoise in the middle. And all of a sudden, the copper and the gold was like pushed out to the sides. So I was not happy with that. So you'll see me after this pour, I will pour a little bit more of the copper and rose gold, just so that I can have a better middle. And I probably could have stopped pouring at this point and just be happy with this, because I mean, it really did come out pretty, but I was trying to get more of the base color to come out, but because I had it on the bottom, so I mean, I definitely could probably try layering it a little bit differently. Maybe put the base color and then halfway through put a little bit more base color and then the base color on top, so it comes through a little bit more. But we are all learning. I'm completely self-taught, just simply by watching many of the amazing artists here on YouTube. And I just love painting. I feel like each painting, it leaves part of your soul on the canvas, if that makes sense, because it's literally your soul speaking out. And I have been painting a lot lately with blue. Blue is my favorite, absolute favorite color. And if you know anything about aura colors, blue and purple are like the highest, and they're really good to have. I have tons of crystals around my house, and so but blue is definitely one of my favorites. So as you could tell, there was a lot more blue and turquoise in the middle, and all of a sudden it was like, well, what happened to the copper? It just was all near the edges, the sides. So this is where you'll see me mix a small batch of the rose gold and copper and attempt to pour in the middle. Ends up being a little bit too much in my opinion, but it at least dialed down the turquoise and blue. But I do love how the circle came out in the middle. It came out really good, actually. It's probably one of the best ones I've done, because I've attempted these so many times. A lot of the ones I do, I don't post because they just come out crappy. I get so mad at myself. I cannot do a Dutch pour to save my life. I have tried and tried and tried, and I just end up making a hot mess. So, but this is me just attempting to wait before I make that other batch. I wanted to see what cells came up. I was hoping that I wouldn't have to add more of the copper and rose gold, because I was hoping that some of those cells would come up in the middle and the copper would start coming out more and more. Also, one thing I didn't like about this pour is one side seems to have more paint than the other. And it could be that maybe my table's not leveled. I'm not really sure. But so you'll see when I attempt to put more of the metallics in there, that it starts to go to one side, if that makes sense. You'll see. So here's me wondering if I made a mistake by adding more of the copper and rose gold. So I'm just spinning it. I have this at a ×3 right now to speed up the video a little bit, so it's not so boring. But yeah, so I definitely love how the cells really started popping up in the copper. Now, it's definitely not spinning as fast as it looks. It's because I have it on speed. Did spin it a lot slower than what you're seeing. Um, and I probably could have left it like this, but I just kept fussing with it as I always do. And so, yeah, I was trying to stretch that side where the blue's real thin to see if I could somehow stretch it, and it was not working. Like, no matter how much I tried, it just wasn't. I ended up just giving up on trying to stretch that side, but um, I am happy with the end results. I wish it was a little bit more perfect the way Gina DeLuca does hers, because hers is just, but she also has years of experience, and well, I only have a couple months. So I have a very long way to go. And I'm going poor as I'm doing this. So I am going to set up like a PayPal or something like everyone else seems to do. But I always feel weird about that stuff. I don't know why. But I am trying to sell my art, and I do have the Etsy store. I don't have everything up just yet because I'm still trying to scan things in and so forth, or take the correct pictures. Um, but I'm also on TikTok, so find me on TikTok. I'm also on Instagram. So yeah, but this is me just attempting to be patient and wait. Now, I'm going to show you a closer look in a little bit, but you'll notice that in the middle, along the little cracks of the gold, there's blue that starts to pop up, which I thought was really pretty. So yeah, I'm going to stop talking for a few minutes and try to speed this video up a little bit more so you guys aren't so bored. Thanks for joining. So here is a close-up. You can tell the cells from the copper. It's pretty amazing, actually. And I really love the way the turquoise and blue sort of shimmer over the copper. And then the rose gold almost looks like it's floating on top of the blue, which I thought was pretty amazing. It's really cool how you have this like sheer look, and you can almost see through the gold into the blue. And then here's a close up at the middle, and you can see how the blue's starting to pop up through. And then of course, this is my favorite part right here. I love that. It's almost like a splash of water went over the copper, and you can see those cells, which is stinking amazing. I'm just like, oh my gosh. But I wish it was more like geometric on each side, because it looks like it's sort of falling off on one side and the other side it's not. I'm definitely going to have to play around with the way I'm pouring in the middle. It's really hard to figure out the middle, the exact middle when you're on one of these round canvases. But I hope you like. Please subscribe and follow. Check my description for Gina's link to her video. And thank you so much for following. I really do appreciate it. And let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd really like to hear what you guys think of this. What are your thoughts? I like the idea of naming this Aquarius. So let me know what your thoughts are on that. And yeah, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it.